Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Ingrid Tahiri. I founded High Notes Avante in order to give hope to everyone who's been touched by mental illness. You see, that also includes me. Most of us, in fact, do have a mental health story. I believe we still have many reasons to stand tall and be proud of who we are. We at High Notes Avante are using artistic expression to raise the image of mental illness, to celebrate and connect those who've been touched by it. By sharing our stories, we can learn from each other. Perhaps now, more than ever, we need to know that we are not alone. We need hope and reassurance that things can and will be better. It may take time, but we will get there. It has been a tough few years for artists, and thanks to the Canada Council for the Arts, we are able to support them and bring you this concert. A huge thank you to them for funding this Digital Now project. The Canada Council supports our belief that where there are no words, no medicine, no human touch, a piece of music or the right song can still lift us up and make us feel better. Over the years, I've had the pleasure to meet some fantastic people who generously have shared their music, stories, and expertise with us. Many of them have been nominated for or won Juno and Grammy Awards. They're all exceptional. It has been a wonderful experience. I thank every single one of you for being part of the High Notes Avante adventure since our humble beginnings in 2014. Our first performance tonight is the fantastic baritone Giles Tomkins and pianist Kathryn Tremliss. In it, Giles sings to his faraway beloved over Zoom. The song, although written centuries ago, still expressed the longing we feel as we may be separated from our loved ones. Enjoy and stay with us for a remarkable evening of music, dance, and talks.
Through the last couple of years, through various lockdowns and isolation, we've all become quite dependent on these devices. They've proven to be a lifeline to our loved ones. So I thought it might be appropriate, although probably not envisioned by the 19th century composer Tosti, to perform his serenade to my distant beloved on Zoom.
Serenata, la mia diletta è sola, e con la bella testa abbandonata, posa fra le lenzuola. Oh, serenata vola, oh, serenata vola, splende pura la luna, l'ale silenzio stende, e dietro veni della cova bruna la mia signora bionda. Pura la luna splende, pura la luna splende, vola o serenata, vola o serenata, vola. baci miei ricusan ancora nido, la mia signora bionda. Sogna sul lido l'onda, sogna sul lido l'onda, vola serenata, vola serenata,
Hello. What? Oh, the mask. Right. Sorry. Oh. Thank you. Hello. Good evening. Bonsoir. Yaksimayish for the Ukrainians, and welcome to the Concert of Hope. I'm Luba, and I'll be your host tonight. Some of you may know me from Canada's most popular comedy show, Air Farce. I'm the funny one. Unless I'm playing Her Majesty the Queen, then I'm more serious. Him. It's a pleasure to join you in Canada at the Concert of Hope. I look forward to enjoying the music and singing and dancing while having a lovely cup of tea in my castle. Toodaloo! I actually met Her Majesty when she visited Canada. Oh, please, hold your applause, but thank you, you're too kind. No, just sit back down on your comfy couch in your pajamas and bowl of popcorn, which the dog and cat are trying to eat. Oh, and if there's children out there watching this show, and I hope there's some children watching, hi, I brought my friend Dee Dee Duck. Say hi to the kids, Dee Dee. I'm gonna fix her eye.
I'm very, very shy.
Yes, you're shy, but let me fix your eye. But can you say hello?
Do I have to?
It would be nice, yes.
Hello, I'm very shy.
And?
I love you.
Good girl. She loves children. High Notes Avante is a mental health charity that I'm so very proud to be part of. Over the years, while hosting the concerts, I've had the privilege of personally meeting many of tonight's amazing performers. There is nothing more exciting than to be part of a live theater concert, except when unexpected things happen. Back in 2016, our High Notes concert was opening at the Richmond Hill Center for the Performing Arts. It was all so exciting. A magnificent theater, enormous stage, state-of-the-art technology. Our first act absolutely thrilled the audience. Standing ovation. As we were about to start our second act, the fire alarm went off. The sprinkler system was activated and the fire department made an entry. An electric fire had started in an elevator. During our concert, 600 people had to be evacuated, along with all the performers and our large group of volunteers. And the rest of the concert would have to be canceled. The old saying, the show must go on, was not to be. A lot of sweat and tears had gone into the preparation of that concert. At least we made history by being the only show at the Richmond Hill Center to be so smoking hot that only half a show was needed to convey our messages. Tonight, we continue to bring our message of hope, sharing stories, learning from each other, and showing compassion. Stay with us. There's an amazing lineup of talent coming up. They are Dr. David Goldbloom, violinist Stephen Sitarski, performing Frank Horvat's composition To Cope and to Manage, composed especially for this concert. Marshal Wang from the North York Music Festival, 17-year-old singer-songwriter Priyana, who is so talented. We have a world-premiering segment with the incredible flautist Korb from the Grammy-nominated album Divine Tides, by Grammy-awarded Ricky Kedge and the legendary drummer Stewart Copeland from The Police. Wow! Also a performance by the amazing dancer Sebastian Bash Hirtenstein. Wow, I'm just beside myself. Well, actually, I'm beside Dee Dee Duck, and I'll be back with Dee Dee for the kids, right? Right, Dee Dee?
I'll be back. I love you. I'll be back.
What she said.
Yeah, that's what I said. Ah.
Good girl. Ooh.
My name is David Goldbloom. I'm a psychiatrist and senior medical advisor at the Center for Addiction and Mental Health in downtown Toronto. And I've been working in the field of mental health since 1985, so for a long time. One of the advantages of having white hair is that you get to see a lot of things change over time. When I started out, the stigma against people with mental illness and their families was profound. Things have improved a great deal. They're not where they need to be yet. We still have lots of distance to travel. But I believe that public attitudes are changing profoundly, and I think COVID has had an accelerant effect on how we think about and view people with mental illnesses and their families. There's been greater recognition of the mental health impacts of the pandemic than there was in SARS or any other health problems that we've struggled with previously. You know, there's been a lot of talk during the pandemic about people feeling very anxious or feeling depressed, and that's certainly been reflected in lots of surveys of the Canadian population. But we need to remember that there is a certain amount of anxiety and depression that is a normal response to the profound restrictions that COVID has placed on our lives and to the terrible negative impact it has had for people who've lost family members to this horrible illness. But that's quite apart from the reality of the impact on people with pre-existing mental illnesses, people with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, severe depression, or crippling anxiety. Because one of the things that's happened with the pandemic is that people haven't been able to access the same resources that they were using before the pandemic. Wait lists have grown in length. Services have been cut back in ways that have profound negative impact for people. And of course, we've seen that substance use has gone up significantly during the pandemic. I remain hopeful for a bunch of reasons. Number one, I'm an optimistic person by nature. But number two, when people say to me, how can you maintain your optimism working in the field of mental illness? The answer is actually quite simple, which is that I have the privilege of seeing people get better. And, you know, with all of the stigma and secrecy around mental illness, one of the secrets is that people can and do get better. And to witness that at close range is a terrific experience. This isn't to say there aren't people who continue to struggle and suffer, and they do. But there are also lots of people who quietly make improvements in their lives and then who are not celebrated for that the way they should.
Good evening, everyone. It's really great to see you all here tonight. I will be performing the world premiere of a piece for solo violin by Frank Horvath. Now, Frank and I have talked about playing together for quite some time now, and tonight we were thinking maybe it have been the night that we could actually have performed together, but Frank unfortunately couldn't be here, and so he did the next best thing, in fact, an amazing thing. He wrote a piece for me to play on his behalf. It's a piece about coping and managing with difficulties, which we all have. And you'll hear a melody that starts the piece, and it comes back again and again and again, and it's followed by different material, sometimes hopeful, sometimes desperate, sometimes very sad, sometimes perhaps looking towards the future somehow. But what I get from this piece is we keep fighting, we keep living another day, we keep trying to get healthy, and that's what this piece is about to me.
music has the capacity to stir the soul and to provide comfort and solace in ways that are almost hard to articulate. They're nonverbal for the most part, and yet they touch something very profound in us when we hear great works of music from all genres. It takes us sometimes back to moments in our lives when things were better or when things were worse, but they're works of art that are imbued with all kinds of personal meaning for us and very often a source of comfort. I said earlier that, I get to see people get better all the time, but not constantly. And there are days when I'm also a witness at close range to people's struggles. And people say, well, how do you cope with that? Well, one of the ways I cope at the end of a long day is coming home to this instrument right here and sitting down and washing away some of the sadness or suffering that I've witnessed by making music. And it's been a source of comfort to me for over 60 years.
me. We walked around the park in roller skates, which really didn't work. I fell into a bush. You laughed at me 'cause you're a jerk. Now it's funny, and I'm laughing too. But now I'm awake and I'm not there with you. I saw you at a party on Instagram. I wasn't there. They turned 18 and you were celebrating, 'cause they're your closest friend. Now I'm sitting on my roof, holding my own hand for proof that I'm not alone, even though I am. But you don't have to know that through Instagram. 'Cause I saw you in a dream. I looked kinda different. You still knew it was me. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Priyana. I want to thank you for being here and High Notes Avante for keeping us all connected and shining a light in the dark times. I wrote this next song when I was feeling the emotions of the world. It's called Forever is a Long Time. Forever is a long. Why does it always take forever? Am I doing something wrong? Something wrong. Feels like the days last forever. Why do they feel so long? They feel so long. Torturing me, I wanna scream, but it's a long way down before I hit the ground. Forever's now, I don't know how. Forever is a long time. Forever is a long time. I'm waiting for nothing to happen. Is this what life's about? Life's about. I'm carrying the weight of the future when all I need is now. Now. Torturing me, I wanna scream, but it's a long way down before I hit the ground. Forever's now, I don't know how. Forever is a long time. taking the long way down, 'cause I was taught that's how. Forever's now, please show me how. Forever is a long torturing me. I wanna scream. Forever's now, I don't know how. Torturing me, I wanna scream. Escape and flee, then I'll be free. Won't take the long way down, going straight through the ground. Forever's now, I'll find out how. Forever is a long. Thank you.
Hello, namaste to everyone watching the High Notes Avante concert. I'm music composer Ricky Cage, and today I'm really proud to present our song, Our Home, to you. Now, the High Notes charity has been working really hard to raise the image of mental illness. And they're doing this by getting artists all over the world to talk about their stories of mental illness. Now, we need to together remove stigma from mental illness, and music can play a really important role. So Our Home is a song which is about our relationship with nature, that is, human beings' relationship with nature. Now, somewhere along our journey of being humans, we've completely forgotten that we are not the only species on this planet. We're just one among millions and millions of species on this planet. And the only way for us to survive as the human species is to coexist with not only with all human beings, but with all life. And we have to go a step further than that. And we have to coexist with all life and also with the elements of nature, the air we breathe, the water we drink, the land we walk on. So here is our song, Our Home.
Good evening. Hello, and hope you're well. Hope you have a cozy spot for watching this concert. I'd like to actually really say my appreciation to Ingrid for organizing this High Notes concert and bringing us all together. The piece I'm going to play is called Saint Johann, and it was inspired by my trip to Europe years ago, where we actually visited Bach's church, St. Thomas Kirche in Leipzig, and that's what inspired this piece. Joining me will be Bill Evans on piano, Steve Lucas on bass, and Larry Crowe on drums. Mental illness is a huge issue nowadays, especially during COVID, because so many people are isolated. There's been so much disruption to society in general, and we all need little things to keep us feeling positive, and music is one of those things that I think if we focus on it, we can be, it just brings some joy into our life, which we hope this song will do for you. Anyway, it's called Saint Johann, and hope you enjoy it.
My name is Erika Nielsen, and I'm a Toronto-based cellist, artist, and educator. And I'm also the author of a memoir and wellness guide called Sound Mind, My Bipolar Journey from Chaos to Composure. Just a few months after my wedding, I was 27, and I was looking for answers about the bouts of occasional depression that I experienced as a teen and in my early 20s. And while I was looking for answers, what I got to my complete shock was a diagnosis of type 1 bipolar disorder. And it turned out that I had also experienced very high moods as well as these depressive episodes where I would be extremely creative and grandiose and accomplish a lot of things. And I always chalked that up to being a creative person and an artist. And it turned out that those moods were causing more chaos in my life and weren't as productive as I thought that they were. and that it was in fact a condition that I had that needed treatment. And so I needed to take the steps towards treatment, and that involved overhauling my life. I had to relearn how to sleep well, eat well, take care of myself, pace myself. And when I was going through this, I was starting to think this is all really useful information and important information for anybody to benefit from. And so I started the basic sketches of writing a book, and I thought it was just really important to publish it, and that surely there had to be countless other people who were going through what I was going through. When I first found out about my bipolar diagnosis, it was so incredibly isolating, and I felt very alone and confused and ashamed, and I came out on the other side from the work that I had done, and I knew that it would be possible for others to do the same too, with treatment and hard work. And so I just thought it was really, really important to get that message out there and contribute to this wider mental health conversation. When I was first diagnosed and I was looking for support, I actually joined a support group, and when I walked into that room, I saw representation of every type of person you could imagine in the world, and the diversity between all of the people who were seeking support for bipolar disorder, it was astonishing to me. So that really challenged my prior perception as to what I thought a person with a mental health condition looked like or behaved like. And I realized that that person could also look like me. It's been about 8 years since my diagnosis, and I'm coming to a point where I actually am starting to feel empowered by it. It's just given me a much greater insight and much greater sensitivity to others, and empathy for those who are going through something similar. And I'm understanding more now that my role as a musician and as a teacher, as an educator, and working with my students, that it's just as important for me to just be there for my students and be more to them than just a music teacher, and to be able to support someone with whatever they're going through is immensely important to me. And there are other teachers in my life who were that person for me, and so I really want to pay it forward.
This is Les Cooper. He wants more. This is a little song I wrote just to myself. Sometimes before I can write or perform, I have to get over myself first. And this was one of those times. And it just poured out. And my partner at the time said, that's actually a good song. You should record that and you should share it with people. And so this is me sharing it with people. It's called All of Us. To open up my heart and let my voice sing the way that I know I can. Gotta get my soul free. Isn't that the same for all of us? My feet dance and let my fingers play the way that I know I can. Gotta let that fear and doubt go. Isn't that the same for all of us? I'll tell that dark cloud it isn't welcome round here anymore. Gotta let that burden go that can get a grip of all of us. It's hard when it seems someone's always better and you never get ahead. But there are always just as many behind, and everyone's a part of us. Wake up in the morning, you feel low and you don't even know why. It's 'cause your spirit needs to come alive, and that's the way it is for all of us. Isn't welcome round here anymore. Gotta let that burden go that can get a grip of all of us. You wake up in the morning, you feel low and you don't even know why. It's 'cause your spirit needs to come alive, and that's the way it is for all of us. Spirit needs to come alive. That's the way it is for all of us. Thank you very much. I just want to share that my experience with mental illness, emotional illness, is PMDD, and nobody's ever heard of it. If you've heard of it, raise your hand and I'll be shocked, because the awareness level is 0. And it's basically PMS, but like to the power of 100. So every month, it's this debilitating, overwhelming thing that happens, and it's happened all my life, and I'm about to hit menopause, and I just figured it out. So what you do is you take 3 antidepressants 3 days before, and you're good. And that's the solution, and it works. And so if anyone has a kid, a girl who's experiencing that, it's called PMDD. My doctor didn't even know about it, but then he researched it, and he was like, oh, okay. Thanks for telling me. So weird. Anyway, Let's hit that reverb up there for this song. It's called You're Not Alone. When you doubt yourself, when you hurt yourself, when there's no one else to blame, you took a number on your own thunder. You dove deep and stayed under the sea. Don't know what you're waiting for. There ain't no pleasure lying on the floor. You're not alone. You just think you are. You're not alone. Pick up the phone. You're not a stone. You're not an island. You're not alone. Turn this ship around, 'cause it's hellbound. And while it's falling down, pick it off the ground. You pretend you're fine, push the world aside. You don't want to show the shame. Act like you're stronger, put on your armor. Now you're alone, and it's no wonder to me. Don't know what you're waiting for. There ain't no treasure coming to your door. You're not alone. You just think you are. You're not alone. Pick up the phone. You're not a stone. You're not an island. You're not alone. Take it easy on yourself. You are your own wealth. You're a star. You know that you are. You're not alone. You're not an island. You're not alone. You're not alone. Oh, don't know what you're waiting for. There ain't no treasure coming to your door. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Hey, you're not an island. You're not alone. You're not alone. Thank you very much, everybody.
We want to give a big thank you to Erika, Nielsen, and Lily Frost for those wonderful performances and heartfelt messages. Hi, I'm your host, Luba Goy, and I am back with Dee Dee Duck and hope you're enjoying the concert as much as Dee Dee and I. What do you say to the kids, Dee Dee?
I just love it. I love the music. I want to be a friend.
What?
Friend.
Friend. You want to be their friend. Well, that's nice, Dee Dee. Yeah, she wants to be your friend.
I don't want to be your friend.
Okay, you can be my friend and my hand.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, you're my hand. You know, everybody has some kind of talent when they're growing up. When I was in grade 7, I discovered I could talk like Donald Duck. But Donald Duck is a cartoon. And when my teacher asked me, Luba, did you write your assignment? I'd say,
No, I'm very sorry.
and my teacher would say, young lady, you're not going to get anywhere with that attitude. Well, boy, was she wrong. I knew that I could work at any major airport making the announcements when I grow up. Attention passengers, this is the final boarding call for flight number
706,
leaving from gate
22.
Yes, I hope you're laughing because we could all use a good laugh at this time. Creating a concert of this magnitude requires an understanding of how valuable our work is and the need for financial assistance. Last year, in the midst of the pandemic, High Notes Avante created the first virtual concert of hope. Thanks to the generous funding of the Canada Council for the Arts, we're here a second time. Let's have a big applause for them for recognizing the value of what we do. Yes, I hope you're applauding. Come on, kids, applaud. Thank you, Canada Council. The pandemic certainly changed how the world operates. Let me tell you about our programs. High Notes Avante quickly reorganized and moved our programs online via Zoom. These programs or clubs are offered absolutely free for anyone who has been touched by mental illness. Basically, most of us. We all know someone touched by mental illness. You are welcome to join and find out more by going to the Virtual Events tab on our website, highnotesavante.ca. You can participate in our monthly movie club or book club, in addition to the High Notes Voices Choir. And there's no charge, it's all free, just for you. Now back to our concert. Our next performance is one of my favorites, our virtual choir. Imagine how technically challenging it is to bring a virtual choir together when the individual singers are not physically in one room. Tonight, you will see a special performance of individual recordings, bringing them together in music, even when physically apart. To make the song extra special, we invited Grammy winner and Hall of Fame inductee Dan Hill to sing the wonderful song, Lean on Me. I found this number extremely moving. The choir will be followed by the amazing Juno-awarded Amici Chamber Ensemble. Also coming up, the talented singer-songwriter Marcia Chum-Gibbons, nominee for the Native American Music Awards. So, stay with us.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have faith.
you have to bear, that you can't carry. I'm right up the road, I'll share your load if you just call me. Call me, call me if you need a friend. Call me, call me if you need a friend. Call me, call me, call me, call me, call me. You can always call.
If you're the moon, then I'm the stars that shine at night. We dance together, baby, till the morning light. We belong together. We are one, as long as it's forever. It's better than none. If you're the sun, then I'm the flower you shine on. If I'm a bird, then baby, you're my morning song. We belong together. We are one, as long as it's forever. It's better than none. If you're a candle, I'm the flame that flickers on. We shine a light into the dark, quiet, calm. We belong together. We are one, as long as it's forever. It's better than none. If you're the rain, then I'm the grass. You can quench my thirst. If you're a choice, then baby, you would be my first. We belong together. We are one, as long as it's forever. It's better than none.
Hello, my name is Marcia Chum-Gibbons, and this is my second time participating in this wonderful event production that's put together. I just want to say thank you for watching, and I want to say thank you to the people who put this together, because I think it's very important that we focus on mental health. And I think it's something that's not focused on enough. I'll just give you a quick little background of who I am. I'm a musician, like I said, and it was something that my parents did. But the thing is, my parents were residential school survivors. My mom's 60 scoop, my father residential school. And if you don't know what those are, were institutions that were set up across Canada where Indigenous children attended and were forced into and taken away from their parents. We had ceremony, medicines, traditions, culture. We fished, we hunt. You know, we knew how to live off the land and spoke a wonderful language, practiced wonderful ceremonies, but all that was taken away once these kids, our Indigenous children, were placed into foster residential schools, I should say. I ended up in foster care because of that. But, you know, as our journey went on, my parents decided that they were going to break these patterns. They got us home. They went to school. They got clean and sober. And they started reconnecting with their culture. My mother more Christian, my father traditional. So they created a balance in my life. There were a lot of things that I dealt with because of that. They passed down certain kind of traumas that I needed to figure out. And as time went on, I did, you know, there was a lot of things that I probably wouldn't stop doing if I hadn't connected back to knowing my parents' history. You know, my mom grew up in the bush, my dad, ceremonies. It's just things that belong in our family. Another thing that belonged in our family was music. Both my parents are musicians, and that's something they passed on to me. And music was a second language in our home. It was a way of communicating, and it was actually, I was just in awe when my parents were, you know, playing music and singing. It was wonderful, wonderful experience. My dad and my parents, you know, one time my dad just showed up one day and handed me a guitar and said, you need to learn how to play this. And I was actually, it was not too long ago, I would say almost 5 years ago. You know, I have 3 kids, and I learned to play this instrument that my dad gave me. And when I connected with the first song that I wrote, and then more songs started coming, I noticed that this was a way of expression. And I was so happy and blessed that this was a tool that I could use, you know, to help cope with different things and express it in certain ways. So music is something that's definitely a medicine for me. And musicians have these certain powers where they could help other people, you know, express their emotions and write a song that they can totally relate to. So I just want to say, if you do have that passion, no matter your past, you know, if you walk a good path, a good heart, good mind, good spirit, it'll definitely take you good places. So if you ever, you know, are interested in things that you never thought you would be, and you start getting really good at it, and it brings out a certain feeling, I would suggest that you keep going with that. Because I see so many people out there that are using their passions just as a meditation and as medicine too, right? If you're a painter, a sculptor, construction worker, a cook, I think all kinds of things that people love doing, if it's bringing out the best and it's making you feel really good, then that is good medicine in itself. Also, that there is people out there that you can reach out to, groups, things like this I've seen before, where, you know, people offer services just so people know that they're not alone. So if you do feel that way, and if you're having a hard time, please reach out. There's always someone that's going to listen. And I hope you have an enjoyable evening, and thanks again for having me.
Talking away, I don't know what to say, I'll say it anyway. Today is another day to find you shying away. I'll be coming for your love, okay, and take on me, take me. I'll be gone in a day or two. So needless to say, I'm odds and ends, but that's me, I'm stumbling away. Slowly learning that life is okay now. Say after me, it's no better to be safe than sorry, so take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. Things that you say, is it life or just to play my worries away? You're all the things I got to remember. You're shying away. I'll be coming for you anyway, so take on me. Take me on. I'll be gone in a day or two. Take on me.
Greetings from the Amici Ensemble. I am David Hetherington. We as musicians often categorize music into two large groups. One is the pure art form, such as music by Johann Sebastian Bach, dealing with harmony and melody and rhythm. The other is emotional music, program music, music that often occurs in movies. Those people who have had problems with mental illness and other illnesses that affect the reasoning and the operation of the brain, such as Alzheimer's disease, often respond very well to music. My wife Lee, who after 10 years struggling with early onset dementia, really enjoyed listening to music. And she had a particular love of music that just, for everyone, went straight to the heart. Very poignant, emotional music. The music that we are going to play for you just now was written by Nino Rota, who was known for his film music, such as The Godfather. However, he also wrote very, very good, pure classical music, if you want to look at it that way. The piece that we're going to play for you is the second movement from his clarinet trio. And I think you'll agree that is something that really touches the heart. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Shulamit Moore. I am the Vice Chair of the High Notes Board of Directors, and I'm very happy to see you all here tonight. I would like to talk about mental health. As a clinical psychologist, I have had the privilege of working with individuals with all walks of life who have struggled with mental health problems, trying to alleviate the suffering and empower them to move forward in their lives. I have seen how mental health treatment and access to other resources in the community can profoundly transform one's life. Unfortunately, despite the advancement in our understanding of mental health disorders and the treatment, the stigma of having a mental illness persists. Individuals who are not well emotionally are often blamed for their plight. They are considered weak, lazy, and unmotivated, and if only they tried harder, they could overcome all the difficulties. This, of course, is not the case. On the contrary, it has been my experience that individuals suffering from mental illness are in fact courageous, often struggling for many years on their own until they finally seek help. Indeed, it takes special courage to admit that one needs help in the face of society's judgment. Perhaps because of the stigma and the fact that mental illness is for all practical purposes an invisible illness, the resources available to assist those suffering from mental disorder are sorely inadequate and often inaccessible. This must change for all of our sake. During our lifetime, mental illness might befall some of us or one of our loved ones. There is anecdotal evidence that Chopin suffered from bouts of depression. There is more than anecdotal evidence that Schumann was also touched by mental illness, likely bipolar disorder, and after his suicide attempt, he voluntarily admitted himself to a mental institution where he died 2 years later. He was only 46 years old. Robert Schumann's music is indeed extraordinary. Widmung, translated as dedication, was written as a wedding present to his wife Clara, and still today is considered to be one of the most beautiful love songs ever written. Here are a few verses of Widmung, which Schumann said to music. Your love for me gives me my worth. Your eyes transfigure me in mine. You raise me lovingly above myself, my guardian angel, my better self. Let us all be guardian angels for those who struggle with mental disorders. Thank you.
I think the very fact that this concert is happening is not simply a celebration of music, because that happens all the time. It's people coming together to champion a cause, the cause of mental illness, the promotion of mental health, the recognition of the importance not only of the individuals who are affected by mental illness, but also their families. And music has a powerful magnetic effect in terms of bringing people together. So I am delighted to be a very small part of a very big event. Albert Einstein once said that not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted. And for me, music takes up the latter space. It counts profoundly, but we can't always count it.
Hi, I hope you're enjoying these wonderful performances. Dee Dee and I were singing along. Right, Dee Dee? Lean on me.
Why do you stop?
For daddy-do.
Somebody to lean on.
Yeah, she likes to sing loud, and singing helps you feel good. Don't you agree the arts provide both good therapy and influence how we feel? Whether it's music, dance, visual arts, drama, or comedy, the arts offer great therapy and enrich our lives. High Notes Avante always strives to innovate. We believe everyone needs to be given the tools to express themselves through the arts. We're currently working towards something very exciting, creating special music programs for people who may benefit from learning to play an instrument. And those of you who play instruments know how uplifting music can be to the spirit. Well, unless you're 9 years old and want to learn piano, but your parents give you an accordion for Christmas. A big accordion that goes from your chin down to your ankles, and your mother has to strap you in with a tea towel. But you love the accordion, and you still play it to this very day. Well, I still play it to this very day. I still love my accordion. Well, you get the picture. If you're enjoying tonight's concert, you now have an opportunity to make a donation to support our programs. We'll be very grateful for any donation of any size. Please visit highnotesavante.ca website and find the Donate Now button. You will be rewarded with an instant charitable tax receipt from Canada Helps. All donations will help us continue to connect people who've been touched by mental illness. Thank you so very much for being with us tonight. Let this concert remind us to remain hopeful. We are not alone. We all have a story. Oh, let's be compassionate and kind and listen to each other. And please be good to yourself, for you, and only you, are one of a kind. Together we can move forward towards brighter days ahead. Good night, and enjoy the final song.
When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high, and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm is a golden sky, and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on with the